Hello everyone, I would like to present today how to tag layers data for any compound type in Revit. So compound type, so objects like roofs, like walls, like floors, like ceilings, using layer sync plugin for Revit. In order to follow this guide, you need of course to have access to Revit and also have access to layer sync plugin. You can download a free trial. There is a link in the description. Okay, so first of all, how the plugin works. So the plugin reads the data from the compound types. In this case, it is a roof. So we can get access to data for any layer. We can get access to any of the parameter value which we see here. So any built-in parameter like name, like description. We can also have access to any custom parameter value which we can add here later. And of course, we can have access to the thicknesses of the layers. And all of this data is written to this shared parameter, which is created first time you install the plugin. When you open the project, the parameter is automatically created. And here we immediately see that it's populated. Currently, we see each layer of this type scheduled separately. Currently, we see only the names of the materials. So what is currently visible is exactly the value of this name parameter value here. And now how we can customize this, yes? So in order to customize this, we have to go to the plugin itself. And here we have really easy, intuitive system to customize what we see. As you can see here, we have this double square brackets, and in the double square brackets, we see the name. And this is this is how it works. So we are putting the double square brackets, parameter names, and this is how we see the parameter values for this particular layer. So in this case, as I showed you just a moment ago, we only see the scheduled separated names for each layer, yes? And if we want to see other parameters, let's for example add the description. So I will just do like this, like that, yes, and write down the description, yes, like this. If I hit save, if I would go right now, get back from here, yes, I have to close the type, and we open this, we immediately see our dash, and wherever the parameter value is available, we see the parameter value for the description. Let's add something else, yes. So let's do this slightly in more efficient manner. So instead of writing down the parameters names by hand, we can also use this drop down. Here we see all of our parameter material properties, their names. We can just select the parameter we are interested in and hit plus to add this on the end of the data template. But for our example, let's just add only this last one. This is the special parameter called TBB layer thickness. When we add this parameter, what we have access to is the thickness of the layers, yes? So when I save this, when I get back here, you see, we immediately see our parameter layers thicknesses in millimeters, exactly like this. We can customize this parameter, this TBB layer thickness, using this unit section. So the parameters, the rounding, everything is affecting this parameter. And when I hit save here, yes, we change this to centimeters, to 2 decimal places. We see this change to centimeters immediately. And this is overall how the template, how we can customize what we see in the parameter. We have also one additional switch, which is just changing the order of the layers. So if we change this, they would be either from the exterior to the interior, from the interior to exterior. So this is how we can customize this, just like that. And now how we can tag this compound types to see our parameter values on our drawings. So in order to do this, what we would have to first do is, of course, to have access to our shared parameter. And we can do this in two ways, in two different ways. I think the easiest one is just to go to the project parameters, find TBB layers parameter, which is created, edit it, and then we can use the export button, which if we have active in the project our shared parameters file, when I hit this, so let's go with this, it will, as the description here says, it will create this parameter in the exported parameters group. So when I hit this, when I hit OK, when I go now to my shared parameters, we see our parameter added. There is also a second option. If you don't want to add this parameter to your shared parameters file, or you want to have it separately, you can just overall navigate to this directory, the one we see here. Just change your username to your username, and there would be this TBB shared parameters file, which is auto-generated file containing this exact parameter. Okay, and now when we have access to the shared parameter, we know how we can access it. We can create our tag. We could create a separate tag for roofs, so roof tag, either wall tag, floor tag, ceiling tag, as we prefer, but we can also create a multi-category tag, which I will do right now, which will allow us to tag all of our compound types with just one tag. So let's open the template. And I will create a really simple one. So on the top, we'll put the type name, like this, yes. Let me just change the alignment to left and to the top, like this. Okay, sorry, to the top. And let's also duplicate the type. I have to just change the units. Okay, let's change units to millimeters so it's easier for me to work with. Okay, and let's change this, do this slightly bigger, thicker, to have some difference between the layers. And on the bottom, we'll put our layers. Yes, so let me change this type. And now we can just access our parameter just using this new parameter button, select our shared parameter file, our TBB layers parameter. Okay, add it, remove type name. Okay, let's also ensure that there is enough space per line for all of our data. And for me, I will also add a line to separate visually the type name and the layers. Yeah, and that's it. Let's load our tag, and immediately we can start tagging our objects. Yes, so let's tag this. Let's tag our wall, like this. Let's tag our roof. Okay. Let's tag our floor. So let me create this one. Let's tag our floor. Yeah, and that's it. Yes, so this was really fast, as you saw, and we have access to our layers information. And now really important part. So we don't have to worry right now that our parameter value will go out of sync with what is actually in the project. Every time we edit either the compound types or the materials itself, the plugin will update this parameter based on the changes we perform. So only the types, only the materials we edited will be targeted. So even on the big projects, this should be really fast. So no need to worry. So for example, if I would go here, I would go edit type, and let's change this layer thickness to 55 millimeters. Okay, you see, immediately the value changed. Same if I would go here, and if I would change, let's change the, right now, let's not edit the type, the compound type, the wall type, but let's just change the material parameter. Yes, so let's go here, let's add comment like this, let's hit OK. So we changed the description, hit OK. You see, immediately when I accepted the change, we see our description parameter value updated. So as I said, it is automatically synced, nothing to worry. If for some reason you want to disable automatic synchronization, it is possible. You can go to the settings here, and here we have these preferences which are controlling the synchronization process. If we would like to disable it, we can go here and turn off the automatic synchronization completely, or to turn off the synchronization when we open the project, turn off when we perform these changes to materials or types. And when we do this, for example, I can go back here and I have two buttons which I can use to control the state of the data in the project like this. But for now, let's enable this. This is enabled by default. This is how we want this to work, yes? And on the end, as I mentioned, let's right now add some custom parameter for us. So I will do something simple. So let's go to the project parameters and let's add a product code parameter. Let's call it like that. Let's make it the parameter of type text. Of course, you can use any type available here. If you want to have more information, how each data type is handled, in the companion guide on our blog, you have the link in the description. You can find some more information. Let's put this under the data group. And of course, we have to add this to the materials, yes? Hit OK like this, product code. Let's edit our wall and let's edit our material, our custom parameter. Let's add value 1 like this. Okay. And maybe also here, let's change this. Let's add here value 2. Okay. This is of course still not visible because we have to update the template. Yes. But as soon as I update the template, I can find our new parameter. One thing to mention here is that if you don't see your parameter, you have to close and open the layer sync view in order to repopulate the parameters to be sure that your parameter appears here. And now when I add it and when I hit save, I see our values. When there is no value, we see the parameter name. So this is how it's indicated that the parameter value is missing. Yeah, and that's how it is working, how fast it is. So that would be it for the tutorial. As I mentioned, there is a written tutorial also with more information. You can find link in the description. There will be also a tutorial for the scheduling, how to schedule using layer sync plugin, how to schedule layers parameter values too. You will also find the link in the description. And yes, as I mentioned, you can download the trial for the plugin. You can test it. If you have any questions or remarks, let me know in the comments. I will try to help you. I will try to answer your questions. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much.